When the second generation Desire made its debut back in 2012, it raised quite some eyebrows, but not in a good way, as looks weren't exactly its thing. Since Maruti Suzuki has established itself at the pinnacle of reliability, customer support and service, it's no wonder that anything with a Suzuki badge will sell like hotcakes in our country. And the Swift Desire was no exception. Regardless of its not so stellar looks, the sub 4-meter avatar of the Desire went on to make history by becoming one of the largest selling cars in India. The 2017 Desire doesn't exactly continue the legacy of its predecessor, as the missing Swift badge in the name would suggest. The car now comes with top-of-the-line Z Plus trim, and it's available in both automatic and manual transmission. Instead of going for a minor facelift, Maruti Suzuki has gone all in hedging its bets and making major updates from top to bottom, and the result is a car that has changes all across the board except the powertrain. So let's talk safety. This time around, Maruti has taken a big leap towards it. Now, ABS with EBD and brake assist along with front dual airbags are standard across the range. The new Desire is based on Suzuki's latest 5th generation platform, aka the Heartect platform, which was introduced with the Baleno. The platform aims to provide considerable improvements in field of safety and fuel economy. It is claimed to be 10% stronger while being 15% lighter than the car it replaces. The updated front and rear fascia bring a modern twist to the car. Maruti Suzuki hasn't left any stone unturned when it comes to the design. It looks nothing like the old car, which is a good thing as aesthetics have never been Swift Desire's strong suit. The most obvious changes to the exterior design are out front. The design is inspired by the latest generation Swift hatchback, but there are some noticeable differences like the new 4-slated hexagonal grille and the fog lamps with chrome accents. And the bonnet integrates quite nicely with the redesigned bumper that results in an upmarket look. And the Z Plus trims comes with projector headlamps and daytime running LEDs. The side profile is quite remarkable for a compact sedan, thanks to its well-balanced proportions. The character lines that run all the way from the front to rear, the flared wheel arches and the 15-inch precision cut alloys adds to the look. The chrome decor along the window is smartly executed. The classy new ORVMs with built-in turn indicators are electrically adjustable and retractable. The roofline is also more slanted and blends seamlessly with the rear end. Compared to the car it replaces, the new Desire is lower by 7mm, wider by 40mm and has a better stance in general. Moving to the rear side, the design somehow resembles the older car. The highlight being the LED taillights, and the boot lid still houses Desire's conventional chrome slat. The boot capacity has been increased to 378 liters from 320 liters, and the boot opening is quite wide, which means getting things in and out will be a breeze. However, the fuel tank capacity has been reduced to 37 liters from 42 liters. Overall, the exterior design of the Desire is much more elegant, sophisticated, a bit sporty while maintaining the curviness. From a driver's perspective, the first thing that you would notice upon entering the cabin is the new leather-wrapped flat-bottom steering wheel. It has wooden inserts, comes with access controls, the buttons are well built. Though a flat-bottom steering wheel may seem a bit overkill for the compact sedan, it looks good nonetheless. The smartly laid out instrument cluster with crisp analog dials and an advanced multi-information display looks cool. The center console housing the touchscreen infotainment system looks attractive with its piano black finish, but it's a fingerprint magnet. The touchscreen unit is a good addition. It comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's quite responsive and comes with a ton of features. The climate control console beneath the infotainment system is minimal and appealing. The front central AC vents looks distinct with silver surrounds, but the side AC vents looks bare and a tad cheap, which could have been sorted with a dash of chrome. The dual-tone interior with a color palette similar to the older car makes the cabin feel roomy, and the decent-sized windows let in a good amount of light. This, coupled with the layered contemporary design of the dashboard with wooden inserts, takes the cabin ambience a notch higher from its predecessor and a cut above the competition. The new dashboard is much more compact now, and it doesn't protrude as much as it did in the older car, so it improves your visibility. The front seats provide adequate cushioning. It provides good lumbar as well as decent thigh support, and the extended bolsters add to the overall comfort. The steering wheel can be adjusted for tilt but not reach, and finding a convenient driving position is quite easy with this height adjustable seats. The space at the rear has been vastly improved, and the legroom is acceptable for even taller people, and the foot can be tucked in under the front seats. Three average size people can be seated in comfort, and the seats themselves are supportive enough, making long journeys hassle-free. The slanted roofline eats into the headroom and will be a minor setback to the taller people. The rear passengers now have the added convenience of a dedicated rear AC vents, a 12-volt socket, and a storage space large enough for holding your smartphone or a wallet. All the four doors have storage spaces which can easily hold 1 liter water bottles and other small things. The major controversy with regards to the 2017 Dzire is that Maruti has opted for the same engines, the 1.2 liter K-series petrol engine and the 1.3 liter DDIS diesel engines, that too in the same state of tune. So in order to have more control over the engine, we have opted for the manual variants. So now we are riding the petrol variant of the Dzire. This engine produces 83 bhp at around 6000 rpm and 130 Nm of torque close to 4200 rpm. The figures are quite respectable for a car of its price segment. Right off the bat, the way the engine responds even at lower revs is quite impressive. The engine builds up speed quickly and it's barely audible up to 3500 rpm, and it's super refined too. It's only after 4000 rpm that you can hear the engine noise creeping in, but it's not an annoying clatter like the diesel, but it feels like a green signal from engine to push it further to its limit. And yes, this is a rev happy unit. So now I'm riding the renowned 1.3 liter DDIS engine. This engine produces 74 bhp at 4000 rpm and 190 Nm of torque close to 2000 rpm. The weight reduction has done wonders in both the cars, but it's more eminent in the diesel engine. In terms of refinement, this engine may not be the best, and you can still hear that diesel clatter, but it's more controlled now. The acceleration isn't brisk until the turbo comes into play, and when it does, it just gallops. Even with all seats occupied and a fully loaded boot, you don't have to work on the accelerator pedal so much, especially in scenarios where you are on a highway and you need to maintain an optimum speed. At times, overtakes do require downshifts. The steering wheel doesn't offer you the amount of feedback that you would expect. It feels light and weighs adequately at higher speeds, and the gear shifts are now more smoother instead of being tactile. This can help you in city drives, but whether it's a boon or bane, it depends upon the person who drives it. The suspension setup is softer, but it doesn't affect the handling. The body roll is kept minimal, which means that the car is more predictable around corners. The dynamics are improved. The longer wheelbase, wider and lower stance makes driving quite a remarkable experience. If the older car faced controversy on its design and space management, the new car faces that on its heart, the engine. Let me share my thoughts. See, Maruti never advertised or intended Dzire to be a rubber smoking sports car, but instead a value for money practical car that offers you commendable fuel economy. And the car simply does that. These are proven engines that performed well in the older generation, and now they sit in a much more advanced platform. So things are much better now. I do feel that Maruti made a sensible choice in this department. The changes brought forth by the new chassis are reflected in the rear seats too. The softer suspension rides over bumps and potholes quite well. The NVH levels are leagues above the last generation car. With overall improvements in space, comfort, convenience and functionality, Maruti's emphasis on luxury is evident here. What all shortcomings the old Dzire had, Maruti has put serious thought in analyzing and rectifying it, and even added extra features and made it sit on a new platform. Now, Dzire has its own identity apart from Swift's realm. The car does justice to Maruti's own tagline for it, a whole new world of desire, except for something that shouldn't be compromised and which is often overlooked, the build quality. After spending good time with Dzire, it feels like generation by generation build quality is deteriorating. Its fall in love at first sight kind of design and layout leaves you with an impression that it is well built, but in reality it isn't. The door feels too light and the plastic panels are shaky. How these doors absorb side impact is still a question. The plastics around the meter console and the console itself are not well fitted. We do hear rattling noises inside the cabin while riding through potholes, and that too from a brand new car which hasn't even covered 4000 kilometers is really annoying. Overall, the Dzire is a very good package, and if you are looking for a compact sedan, it is definitely worth checking out.